20 Pokemon themes. Pokemon is not only known for its unique and its exemplary RPG-like experience, but is equally contributed to the world of gaming with its brilliant musical scores. Pokemon has a very emotionally triggering music and offers as much diversity as life itself. The music in Pokemon can inspire you to go on a journey, excite you for a battle, spark your interest for discovery and exploration. It can soothe and calm your soul, as well as make you feel a gratifying sense of accomplishment. I remember when I got teased and picked on in school, I would come home and play Pokemon, and it would truly brighten my day. There are hundreds of musical themes in Pokemon to choose from, and I couldn't tell you how hard it was to narrow this down to 20. 10 was literally impossible, as every theme on this list could have contention for number 1. I will try my best to explain why each song on this list is unique and deserves its spot, so if you don't agree with the placing, at least you can understand why it's being acknowledged. So without further ado, here is my top 20. Admittedly, I had overlooked the brilliance of this route theme. It was mainly because I was riding on tours most of the time, and every time you activate the Pokerider, it will play one of the worst themes in all of Pokemon. However, during my second playthrough in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I took more time to absorb the music within the game simply by not using the Pokerider as much. Pokemon Sun and Moon are very atmospheric games. This theme encourages you to stop and smell the roses and ignites your sense of discovery. It has a triumphant flavor to it as well. If this list starts off this good, you can imagine how great the other 19 tracks are. Opposite theme, Generation 5. I'm really kicking myself right now that I made a top 20 instead of a top 10. To be honest, I could have made a list of talking about just 12 and 15 of the themes have easily been in the top 10 in any kind of order. Starting off with Opposite City theme from Pokemon Black and White, there are actually 2 different themes for the city, and it depends on which version you have. Personally, I like the one from Pokemon White better. No, I'm not being Uncle Tom. I'm just saying that this specific version of Opposite City is the better version. It's just extremely unique theme, unlike anything I've heard in Pokemon. It's like a Kanye West type Pokemon beat. It's strange and unique, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but I like it. The bells just have an effect on me. Pokken Tournament Synergy Burst. I'm going to be brutally honest here and say that I am positive that there are better themes in Pokemon Tournament than the Synergy Burst theme. I just don't know them from the lack of playing the game. I'm sure there will come a day after publishing this video that I'll be playing Pokken Tournament and I'll be like, oh man, this beat is awesome. It should have totally been on my list. If you're a fan of Pokken Tournament, please let me know what are some awesome themes that I've overlooked and place them in the comments below so I can check them out. Needless to say, one score that you'll hear often enough is the Synergy Burst theme from Pokken Tournament, which activates anytime you're about to do your special, which will happen at least twice per game, more than likely. If you're playing Pokken Tournament, personally, I think it's extremely awesome and it really fits the atmosphere of an epic Pokemon battle. Not only that, but it's an awesome climactic theme that encourages you to finish the fight and win in an extravagant fashion. Despite not being in any of the core Pokemon games, it more than deserves to be on this list. Meteor Falls theme was one of the most majestic and atmospheric sounding themes in all Pokemon. It was so close to being my most favorite cave theme in all Pokemon, I mean so close. Part of the reason why this theme is on my list is because it heavily reminds me of a Sega Saturn game from way back in the day called Astral, which is a game about crystals and a guy with superhuman strength. it doesn't really matter. It just reminds me of that game, and you can see why. Other than that, there isn't anything special about the Meteor Falls theme. There was a great change of pace from the other types of music that you'll hear in Final Pokemon. Plus, it's just very well done. Dark Cave theme, the Dark Cave Island. Dark Cave is hands down the best cave theme in all Pokemon. That we didn't get a theme better than this cave theme in 5 generations. As a matter of fact, this theme is so good that the only thing that's better than the original is the remake from Generation 4 in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The remake in the 4th generation has a hip-hop feel to it. One of these days I'm going to spit some bars and make a track. Don't believe me? You'll see. Game Corner theme Generation 4. Just listen to this sweet intro. And never hit the slots in my life, and I probably never will due to religious reasons. But if I did, they better play a jam like this when I walk up in the building. The later half of this theme is a throwback to the Game Corner theme we had in Generation 1. The instrumental is just fun and upbeat. It gets you energetic. It makes you want to hit the slots. Very similar to how casinos pump oxygen into the room and constantly serve drinks to keep you playing in casinos. The closing store theme, shopping theme, Generation 7. This is one of the sexiest themes as well as the most upbeat tracks in all of Pokemon. It has a very Caribbean island vibe to it. Drake could have made a remix to his hit song Controller on this beat. And hands down, it's the most danceable track in all the Pokemon franchises. It's probably the most danceable tracks in all there is in video games for that matter. Aside from the Just Dance games. You can just play the song anywhere and nobody will even recognize that it's from Pokemon. Solution Town theme, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Let me give you guys a story of my life. Around the time Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out, I was reading the book The Great Gatsby in the 10th grade. The Great Gatsby takes place, I believe, after the Great Depression and right after the Prohibition times, if I'm not mistaken. So when I was reading The Great Gatsby for this theme is how I imagined the atmosphere from the 1930s in New York, or whatever time it was. It's just a perfect depiction of smooth jazz in a Pokemon game. Pokemon League Champion theme, Generation 7. To be honest, I was disappointed with the music in Generation 7 at first. I also realized that there are no themes from Generation 6 on this list whatsoever, and I enjoyed Generation 6 more than any other generation of Pokemon so far. But because Ultra Beasts and minor legendary Pokemon from Generation 7 just came through and virtually ruined the game for me. Yes, I'm exaggerating, but moving forward, I feel the champion theme in Generation 7 is the best that we. The champion battle theme makes you feel accomplished in some way, and that's exactly what this theme does. For the most part, right here, it makes you feel as if you made it to the top. Generation 6 Kanto Pokemon Encounter theme. In Pokemon X and Y, you're able to catch the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo, as well as one of the legendary birds from the first generation of Pokemon. Throughout the generation of Pokemon, they kept a similar format of the wild Pokemon Encounter theme. The original Pokemon Encounters theme was great, but it wasn't my favorite. However, the remix version and the Kalos region was my favorite version of the Pokemon Encounter theme. It really made me feel as if this is what Game Freak planned for the original to be in the first place. The Sinnoh Region Bicycle Theme. It was really close between the Kalos Region Bicycle Theme and the Sinnoh Region Bicycle Theme. Unfortunately, I was let down with the bicycle theme that we got in Generation 7. It's not even a bicycle theme really, because you don't ride a bicycle. You just ride on a Pokemon. It's just a theme in particular that's just too silly. Anyway, back on topic, the Sinnoh Region Bicycle theme is very elaborate, and it gives you an extremely tranquil and adventurous vibe while playing. Whenever I think about biking in Pokemon, this is the thing that pops in my head. It makes you feel good to be alive. Route 11 Pokemon Black and White theme. Unfortunately, this theme was not featured in the sequels Pokemon Black and White 2, but this theme is just nasty, the good kind of nasty. It just goes to show that the music in the 5th generation of Pokemon was just on a whole different level. Every part about this theme is just brilliant, from start to finish. The intro, the middle, the crescendo. I was absolutely blown away the first time I heard this theme. I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. I literally had to stop and just take it all in. It really just sounds like it could be the opening for an anime like Soul Eater or Yu Yu Hakusho. Pokemon Horn Region Route 104 theme. This right here is how you make an inspiring and uplifting route music in Pokemon. This route theme is a musical personification of a yes man. It's like no matter what you're doing in life or in the game, you're doing the right thing. Just keep going. Maybe you got off to a bad start in the game, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. It really pushes you to keep moving on your feet. The original was already great, but the Generation 6 remake went Super Saiyan. And as the theme goes on, it starts to develop and truly congratulates you for continuing throughout the game. Generation 2 Pokemon Park theme. You know a Pokemon theme is legit when your wife likes it and she ain't even know anything about Pokemon. It did get a remix in the Generation 4 of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but strangely the original version is much better. This beat is so good, it can make me cry. Well, pretty much all these themes on this list are so good they can make me cry. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my big homie Shofu who made the song off this beat called Splash and his new mixtape Trap Ketchum. Please check it out if you can. It's produced by a gentleman that goes by the name of The God Louie, so props to you homie, even though we never met, but I'm showing respect.
J. Louie.
Yeah. Jump on the beat and I splash, ayy. Hat to the back like I'm Ash, ayy. I was never with the mask, ayy. And you look home for my cash, ayy. Pokemon 25, Iris on Pikachu. Diamond be blinking like they took a Pikachu. Shoot with the Draco, I'm leaving you leaking full. Pop, 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 pop. My girl like Suicune too. She like the flow cause the Entei, huh? Killing you.
Johto Gym Elite 4 theme. The Johto Gym Elite 4 theme truly captures the essence of what it means to be an expert in the field of Pokemon. So whenever you hear this theme come on, you know that you're not in the presence of an average Pokemon trainer. You immediately realize that the stakes are higher and losing will cost you more than it normally would. The battle is very serious and the player knows that they cannot play around. Kanto Trainer Battle Theme. I think the reason why Pokemon is so awesome to play is because every time you get into a Pokemon battle, they play intense music. The music that plays when you battle is almost as invigorating as the battle itself. And Game Freak really got it right the first time around. I'm not saying the other generation battle themes were bad, but the concept they had in the first generation was just the best for regular trainer battles. There are several variations of the Kanto trainer battle. The versions from the first and second generation of Pokemon were better than the ones seen in the third generation, which came in the form of Fire Red and Leaf Green. But the definitive version, in my opinion, is the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver games. These themes represent everything it means to be in a Pokemon battle. Generation 5 Rival Theme. Hands down the best rival theme in the entirety of Pokemon. Never facing off against a rival of Pokemon, the music should be energetic, and that's exactly what this theme emulates. Not only that, but it has a sense of swag and coolness in its instrumental as well as personality. The theme doesn't make you feel as it's just for fun and games when battling a rival. It makes you feel as if there is a real prize on the line. Rival theme almost seems too intense for a Pokemon game. Seriously, like with a lot of other themes on this list, I'm surprised that Pokemon makes themes that are this good. Team Galactic Headquarters theme. Team Galactic is the criminal organization in the 4th generation of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum series. There is a part in every Pokemon game where you have to go through a gauntlet of criminals at their hideout or headquarters. And the undisputed king of criminal headquarters music will come in the form of Team Galactic Headquarters. Everything is equally as exciting as it is elaborate. It just forces you to take enjoyment in the game you're playing. It's like you're a superhero with his theme music about to save the day. I really need to start using this song as my theme music for my YouTube channel. Pokemon World Tournament theme, Generation 5. This is perhaps the best battle theme in all of Pokemon, and it's perfectly suited for the occasion. The Pokemon World Tournament, which debuted in Pokemon Black and White 2, allows you to compete against normal trainers from across the 5 generations of Pokemon, including all the gym leaders, all the Elite Four members, and champions, including trainers such as Red and Blue. The score in this theme lets you know that you're at the apex of Pokemon battling. The Necrozma Version 2 theme, Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I just had to let that intro breathe for a moment. It sounds like Ganondorf plays the organ. Let me rewind that for a second. As of now, this is hands down the greatest legendary Pokemon theme to ever be created. It took me completely by surprise, but that's how good it was. It's literally my most favorite theme of all in Generation 7. No, all of Pokemon actually. I was disappointed in the music in the original Pokemon Sun and Moon, but Game Freak really brought it back with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon with several new tracks. This theme is just majestic, emotional, intense, and beautiful all at the same time. It's like something that should be in a Final Fantasy boss sequence. I actually started writing this list well before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, and I was planning on releasing this video before these respective games came out as well. I am really glad I did it, because I would have truly missed out adding this one on the list. When I first played Ultra Moon or Ultra Sun against Necrozma, I thought this theme wasn't going to leave me with a good impression. I realized I was absolutely wrong. Once I heard the audio cocaine that is Necrozma version 2 theme, I literally can't get enough of it. I saw one YouTuber write that this sequence right here is the musical incarnation of sex. And if you don't agree with this, it's because your sex life isn't that good. Whenever I'm playing online or in a battle tree, I have this theme playing. Holy crap, my man or gal. Making this list was as hard as choosing and picking a favorite kid at times. And I don't even have kids. But that wraps up my top 20 best Pokemon themes of the franchise. I'm interested in hearing what are some of your favorite themes and your favorite themes from the Poké Tournament games as well if you played them. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to hit that like, don't forget to share this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time with more Pokemon videos, and check out my channel for other types of content. It's your boy Brimezus, the wisest and across all nerds. I will see you guys next time.